Okay, for estimating circle graphs, please copy these down. Okay, do your best to copy them down exactly as you see. So draw a circle, cut the circle in half, and then give me a nice slice out. Not a thin slice and not a quarter. This would be a quarter, 25%. Give me something right in between it, okay? Then copy this one down. Notice that this is exactly a quarter, so 25%, and then cut that in half. And then we will identify these together. Okay, this one can be cut in half right down this way, okay, and then cut into 1/3, and then that one can be cut almost into halves, but not really. This one's smaller than this one. Okay, go ahead and copy all three of these down. Now would be a good time to pause so that you can see these for a while. Pause the video, try to solve them, and then you can check my answers. Okay, now let's check. This right here is exactly a half, right? Cut right down the middle, as you can see right there. And a half, we all know that a half is 50%. Over here, if we were to cut it into three parts, okay, into three parts like this, 1, 2, and 3, we would get exactly 1/3, 33%, 33%, 33%, which is 99%. That is bar notation, 33 bar notation, 33 bar notation, 33 bar notation, which would equal 99.99 bar notation, which is 100. Okay, so this is about that much. So I would label this as 1/3. One of three parts, which we all know is 33.3% bar notation. And that leaves us with this part, which is half of 1/3, so it's 1/6. And we know that 1/6 is half of 33.3, which is 16.6 bar notation. Okay, now question B. We have established that it's 1/4. Oh, sorry, my mistake. This is 25%. It's exactly one corner of it, because I could cut another corner, and there would be 25, 50, 75, 100. So we know that this right here is 25%. So the bigger part on the outside is 3 out of 4 parts, 3/4, right? Which we all know is 75%. So if we're left here with 25%, 25% needs to get cut into 2 parts. So 12.5% and 12.5%, which is 1/8. Oh, that's a bad 8. And 1/8. And 1/8 and 1/8, which is half of 1/4, right? And finally, C. For C, we really have to do some very good estimating, but close estimation, because some of these are very similar. The way I would start is by identifying the ones that I know quite well. This over here, boys and girls, looks very similar to this size over here, which is 1/6. I can probably fit 6 of these in this whole wheel. Okay, so I will label this as 1/6. That one. Okay, this one right here, to me, looks like it's 1/3. This one right here, 1/3, and this one also looks like another 1/3, does it not? Okay. This one, if you look very carefully, it looks bigger than this one. Okay, so like this one could easily be the 1/3 that we're looking for. This one could also be another 1/3. Okay. This one could also be another 1/3. It's only an estimation, boys and girls. This could also be 30%, but we're just estimating. And here we have half of 1/3 left. So it would be another 1/6 broken into 2 parts. This could be 2/6. Sorry, not 2/6. 1/12. Okay, because it would be half of it, but it's actually slightly bigger. This one, right here, slightly bigger than half. 1/12 would be half of this, right? 1/12 would be half of this, but it's actually slightly bigger than that. So this could probably be about 1/8. And then we have this little part left over here, So that would be by solving it with fractions. Another way we could try to solve it would be by solving it with percents. Okay, just identifying the percent. And we identify that this is about 33%. So go ahead and write that down, 33%. Okay, that looks like 35%. The red looks a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make red 30%. I mean, it looks a little bit smaller, 30%. That gives me 63%. Okay, I could make this 17%. Okay, because it's about half of this one. Okay, but just a little larger than half of this one, and it makes it nice and easy to work with. 7 plus 3 is 10. Okay, so this gives me the whole 50% I'm looking for. You see that? This is half the circle, 50%. Okay? And now I'm only missing 20%. How can I break this down so that this gets the bigger half? I can make this 14 and this 6, so that I have the full 100%. 14% and this one 6%. And there you have it, boys and girls. That it should always equal 100%. Okay, it should always equal 100%. Does it equal? 6 plus 14 is 20, plus 30 is 50. So this is 50 and this is 50, equals 100%. Now let's move on to using percentage to identify data. We're going to look at percentages to identify the data. And here are your questions. Copy this down as you see it here. Okay. Space in landfills taken up by paper, food and yard waste, plastic, metal, glass, and other waste. This is 7A, B, C, D, E, F. And one piece of data that you need to know is that the landfill has 500 items. Okay, a landfill has 500 pieces of garbage. 50% are paper, 13% is food and waste, 10% is plastic, 6% is metal, 1% is glass, and the other waste, miscellaneous waste, is 20%. Okay, so make sure that you have all this data. Now watch how I do number 1 so that you can figure out B, C, D, E, F. When I ask you what is 50% of 500, it's easy to do it if you make an equivalent fraction. You understand that 50% is out of 100. 50 is always out of 100. And we understand that the landfill has a total maximum of 500. So 100% is 500. This is the total number. That's the 100%. What did I do to 100 to make it 500? We multiplied it by 5, right? 100 times 5 equals 500. Do the same to the top. 50 times 5 equals 250. Okay? And there you have it. So 50% is 50. It equals 50 items. Okay? Do the same for the rest. Okay? You understand that for each one you must multiply it by 5. Right? Just the way we did. I'm sorry, not 50 items. 250 items. Oops. 50 items. Okay, so multiply each one by 5 and that'll give you the number of items, because you must make an equivalent fractions, like 13 over 100 equals something over 500. Okay, there you have it. Same down here with 20. 20%, 20 over 100 equals something over 500. 500 is the maximum. And that's why you must multiply them all by 5, and that will give you your answers. And these are the answers. If you were to add up all of these numbers, you would actually get your total 100%, which is 500 items. So 250 items. Notice I multiplied each one by 5. 20 times 5 is 100 items. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 times 5 is 30. 10 times 5 is 50. 13 times 5 is 65. And there you have it. This is how we take percentages and figure out what the actual number of items is. And that's the review video for today, boys and girls. Make sure that you pause it right before you answer the questions. Don't just copy my answers or you're not helping yourself, okay? This is the most I can do to help you right before our test. Good luck. Study hard. I'll see you in class.